Japan doesn't just innovate, it innovates in ways that make you stop and think, how did anyone even come up with this? Edible cutlery you can eat after your meal. Train stations with foot baths where you can soak while waiting for your ride. Phone booths that transform into emergency shelters during disasters. These aren't just clever ideas. They're solutions that challenge how we think about everyday objects and experiences, taking familiar concepts and completely reimagining them. Today, we're counting down 12 genius things in Japan that will blow your mind. Watch until the end because number 12, transparent soy sauce that won't stain your white clothes, is the kind of problem solving that feels almost too crazy to be real, but absolutely is. Number 1, edible cutlery. Japan created edible cutlery made from shrimp crackers, and it's both environmentally genius and surprisingly tasty. These aren't flimsy wafers that fall apart the moment you use them. They're sturdy enough to eat soup, salad, or rice without dissolving or breaking. Made from compressed shrimp cracker material, they hold up through an entire meal, and then you just eat them when you're done. Zero waste, zero cleanup. Some versions are flavored, plain, shrimp, seaweed, even sweet varieties for desserts. They add a little extra crunch and flavor to your meal instead of just being a disposable tool you throw away. It solves the plastic cutlery problem in the most Japanese way possible. Instead of just making biodegradable utensils, they made them edible. You're not creating waste because the spoon becomes part of the meal. It's practical, eco-friendly, and honestly kind of fun. Eating your spoon after finishing your soup just feels right. Number 2, train station foot baths. Japan installed foot baths at train stations in hot spring regions, so waiting for your train becomes a mini spa experience. You sit on a bench, remove your shoes and socks, and dip your feet into warm, naturally heated spring water. It's free, relaxing, and turns a boring 20-minute wait into something you actually look forward to. These foot baths are common in areas like Hakone, Beppu, and other onsen towns where natural hot springs are abundant. The water is real onsen water, mineral-rich and therapeutic, not just heated tap water. Some stations even have towel vending machines nearby so you can dry off before putting your shoes back on. It's such a simple idea, but it completely changes the travel experience. Instead of standing around staring at your phone, you're soaking your tired feet in hot spring water, watching trains go by, feeling like you're on vacation even during a commute. Number 3, robot hotels. Japan built hotels staffed almost entirely by robots, and they're not just gimmicks. They actually run efficiently while cutting costs and creating a futuristic guest experience. You walk into the lobby and get greeted by a robot dinosaur or a humanoid robot at the front desk. They check you in, answer basic questions, and hand you your room key. Robot porters carry your luggage. A robot arm stores your belongings in lockers. Even the room cleaning is partially automated. The most famous is Hen-na Hotel, which translates to Strange Hotel, and it lives up to the name. The robots speak multiple languages, work 24/7 without breaks, and handle repetitive tasks so human staff can focus on complex guest needs. It's not about replacing humans entirely, it's about efficiency and novelty. Guests get a unique experience. The hotel saves on labor costs, and Japan gets to showcase its robotics technology in a practical, consumer-facing way. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever, everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones are even smarter. Number 4, silent fireworks. Japan invented silent fireworks for people with sensory sensitivities, pets, veterans with PTSD, and anyone else who loves the visuals but can't handle the noise. These fireworks produce all the stunning colors, patterns, and light shows of traditional fireworks, but at a fraction of the sound. Instead of ear-splitting booms, you hear soft pops or barely anything at all. The effect is mesmerizing, all spectacle, no trauma. They're used at festivals where organizers want to be inclusive, at events near hospitals or residential areas, and in places where noise complaints have traditionally limited fireworks displays. Kids with autism, pets who panic at loud noises, and elderly people sensitive to sudden sounds can finally enjoy fireworks without distress. The technology adjusts the gunpowder composition to minimize the explosive sound while maintaining the visual burst. It's more expensive to produce, but the trade-off is access for people who've been excluded from fireworks experiences their entire lives. Japan made celebration inclusive. Number 5, square watermelons. Japan grows watermelons in square molds, and they're not just novelty items. They actually solve real storage and transportation problems, even if they cost a fortune. Farmers place young watermelons into glass or plastic cubes while they're still growing. The fruit expands to fill the mold, creating a perfect square shape. The result is a watermelon that stacks neatly in refrigerators, doesn't roll off tables, and ships more efficiently without wasting space. They're expensive, often $100 to $200 each, because the process is labor-intensive and many don't fully ripen. Most are sold as decorative luxury gifts rather than food. but some farmers have perfected edible versions that taste just as good as regular watermelons. It's peak Japanese innovation, taking something functional like fruit and reimagining its form to be more practical and visually striking. Square watermelons aren't necessary, but they showcase the level of precision and creativity Japan applies to even the most mundane things. Number 6. Multi-speed moving walkways. Japan has moving walkways with different speed lanes like highways for pedestrians, and they're surprisingly efficient for getting through crowded spaces faster. The walkway starts at normal speed, but as you move toward the center, it accelerates. There are usually 2 or 3 speed zones. The outer lane moves slowly for people stepping on or off. The middle lane is moderate. The center lane is significantly faster for people in a hurry. The transitions between speeds are smooth, so you don't get jolted or lose balance. You just gradually speed up as you walk toward the center and gradually slow down as you exit. It's designed for airports and large train stations where every second counts during tight connections. It moves more people through the same space in less time without anyone needing to walk faster. You just stand there and let the walkway do the work, arriving at your gate or platform significantly quicker than a standard moving walkway would get you. Number 7. Smart parking lot guidance. Japanese parking garages have digital systems that tell you exactly where empty spots are, eliminating the frustrating loop of driving around hoping to find space. Above each parking spot, there's a sensor and a light. Green means empty, red means occupied. As you drive through the garage, you can see from a distance which spots are available without having to slow down and check each one individually. At the entrance, digital signs display how many spots are open on each floor, so you know before driving up whether it's even worth trying that level. Some systems even have apps that let you see availability before you arrive and reserve spots in advance. It saves time, reduces traffic congestion inside garages, and eliminates the stress of not knowing if you'll find parking. Japan turned the nightmare of urban parking into something predictable and manageable with simple sensors and clear visual indicators. Number 8. Animal cafes. Japan pioneered animal cafes where the animals are the main attraction, and now there are cafes for cats, owls, hedgehogs, rabbits, reptiles, even capybaras. You pay an entrance fee, order a drink, and spend time interacting with the animals. Cat cafes are the most common, rooms full of cats you can pet, play with, and photograph while sipping coffee. Owl cafes let you hold owls on your arm and take photos. Hedgehog cafes let you gently handle the tiny creatures under supervision. The concept started as a solution for people living in apartments where pets aren't allowed. You get the therapeutic benefits of animal interaction without the commitment or space requirements of ownership. Standards vary. The best cafes prioritize animal welfare with proper rest areas, vet care, and limits on interaction time. Others have faced criticism for stress on animals, but the idea itself filled a genuine need for connection in a pet-restricted urban environment. Number 9. Mochi ice cream. Japan created mochi ice cream, and it's become a global phenomenon that perfectly combines 2 textures most people didn't know belonged together. Mochi is a chewy rice cake made from pounded glutinous rice. Wrap it around a ball of ice cream, and you get mochi ice cream. A soft, chewy outer layer with a cold, creamy center. The contrast in textures is what makes it addictive. The mochi is slightly sweet and sticky, while the ice cream inside is smooth and cold. It was actually created by a Japanese-American named Francis Hashimoto in the 1990s, but it became wildly popular in Japan before spreading worldwide. Now you'll find it in supermarkets everywhere in flavors like matcha, mango, strawberry, red bean, and chocolate. It's portable, easy to eat, portion-controlled, and doesn't drip like regular ice cream. Japan took 2 traditional elements and fused them into something entirely new that works better than either ingredient alone. Number 10. Highway hot springs. Rest stops. Japanese highway rest stops aren't just gas stations and bathrooms. They're full-blown destinations with hot springs, gourmet local food, souvenir shops, and scenic observation decks. Some rest stops have onsen facilities where you can soak in natural hot spring baths while on a road trip. You pay a small fee, take a 30-minute break from driving, and step back on the road completely refreshed. Others have foot baths that are free to use. The food isn't generic fast food either. Each rest stop features regional specialties from the area. Fresh seafood in coastal regions, premium beef in ranching areas, local produce, artisan snacks. Some have full restaurants serving dishes you'd normally find in proper sit-down establishments. Japan turned mandatory rest breaks into experiences worth planning your route around. People intentionally stop at specific rest areas because they're known for amazing food or views. It makes long drives less exhausting and more enjoyable. Number 11. Emergency shelter phone booths. Japan designed phone booths that double as emergency shelters during disasters, and they're built to withstand earthquakes, floods, and extreme weather. These reinforced phone booths are made from impact-resistant materials, with sealed doors and ventilation systems. During a disaster, they provide temporary protection from falling debris, flooding, or hazardous conditions. Some are equipped with emergency supplies, first aid kits, water, flashlights, and communication equipment that works even when cell networks are down. The booths are strategically placed in high-risk areas where people might not have immediate access to buildings or shelters. They're clearly marked with emergency symbols so people know they're more than just phone booths. In a country where earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons are constant threats, having small distributed emergency shelters throughout cities adds another layer of disaster preparedness. It's infrastructure that serves dual purposes: functional daily and life-saving during emergencies. Number 12. Transparent soy sauce. Japan invented transparent soy sauce so you can enjoy the flavor without the risk of staining your white clothes, and yes, it's as specific and brilliant as it sounds. Regular soy sauce is dark brown and notoriously difficult to wash out of fabric. One splash on a white shirt and you're basically done. Transparent soy sauce tastes nearly identical to regular soy sauce, but looks like water. So even if you spill it, there's no visible stain. It's made by filtering out the color compounds while keeping the flavor intact. The result is a clear liquid that delivers the same umami, saltiness, and depth as traditional soy sauce without the anxiety of ruining your outfit. It's marketed toward people eating sushi, sashimi, or other dishes where soy sauce is essential, but spills are likely. Restaurants love it for keeping tablecloths clean. It's unnecessarily genius, but that's exactly why it exists in Japan. If you want to see more amazing things Japan is doing better than the rest of the world, then like and subscribe. And make sure to watch the video on your end screen. It's packed with even more genius things.